If you're not going to talk to me, I'm going to talk to you.
We must understand that in order to us to trust God,
into my living room.
Hey, you know what?
Talk at you?
This went deeper than the other day. The other day I had a guy go and try to attack me, but then today, look what Satan did.
I'm going to actually...
Look what he did.
Oh, go to hell. I'm going to read you a
book. Look what he did. Look what he brought me. Every time I come out here, it gets worse.
This has been 2 hours that you have been talking.
Why are you shaking, sir?
Christ, and for all eternity, you will be able to look at that person and know, because of the grace of God and your obedience to the gospel, that person can enjoy the wonder of heaven.
Mark 16:15, New International Version. He said unto them, Go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation. This is a command from Jesus. You are okay with yourself going to heaven, but you don't care if others are going to heaven.
We're already in the battle.
That is a selfish life.
Spiritual battle.
You pray all day
I don't wrestle against
you. You got paraphernalia.
You pray for a nice.
I was looking at this. What kind of cop is that?
You pray for your business to grow.
That's right.
You're spiritual,
but you are not praying for every sinner to be touched by Christ.
So what about you? You with Jesus?
Is a selfish
No, I'm not with
life.
Jesus.
Every form of selfishness is
Muhammad.
a sin
You know
before
Muhammad?
the Lord.
Yeah.
All right, that's what
I know him. I know him very well. I know a lot about him, actually. I know that he's not perfect.
Tell that person about
I know that he was taking millions.
Tell them
one
about
person
heaven.
that's perfect,
Open
including
your mouth
Jesus.
to speak about forgiveness.
Only Jesus.
Jesus is the only one person? You mean the one that got nailed on the cross now?
Yes.
That guy?
Yes.
Okay, and that's perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't want to know why he went to the cross?
Yeah, tell me why.
Because if he didn't go to the cross, we couldn't get into heaven.
I'm in heaven right now. What are you talking about?
No, you're not, brother. You're in religion. You're in religion, sir.
Well, what's heaven to you then?
Heaven to me is to forever be with the Lord. Heaven to me is...
I can't be that now?
Well, you're separated from God. You're not separated from God's love. You're separated from Him as in relationship. He still loves you. There's grace still given to you. You woke up this morning. You got nice clothes.
Nice clothes, rich, drive a car.
Yeah.
Not
but you know what?
One woman, 2 women.
You got 2 women.
2.
So you
and
Solomon.
I can get 2 more.
So you another Solomon, huh?
Another Solomon. Now Solomon had more than 4, didn't he?
Yeah, you only got 2 women, huh?
Yeah.
So how's that working for you? What's your name?
It works fine. My name is Ali.
Ali. I'm Yokas.
Yokas. I like that name. Yokas.
Yes. So
Yokas is the Moses. Okay.
So you follow the teachings of Muhammad.
That's right.
And how's that working for you?
It works just fine.
Are you happy?
More than happy. I'm ecstatic about life.
You know what I think? I don't think you're happy.
Yeah, okay.
I think that at the end of the day, you're still sad.
What is sad? I don't know what that is.
You know what that is. You experienced it the other night.
What other night?
You experienced it the other night.
What
when no one was around and you sat there, you was thinking to yourself, I truly don't have everything.
I got everything that I want.
You got materials.
Hey, I got everything that I want, everything that I need. Physically, mentally, spiritually, and there's one more. One more. Spiritually.
What is it? Psychologically?
Not morally. No, that's the world.
Religiously?
That's again the world said. But anyway, we'll go with those things.
Okay.
Physical, mental, and
so what happens when you die? Oh, you got the yin yang ring on.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
What do you mean? What it means?
Oh, they always do this. Every time I ask a question, I'm always asked the question back.
What does it mean? I know what it means, but
does it even make sense?
It might be your interpretation of what it means, but that might not be mine.
Okay, yeah. I give you that.
It's just like the cross.
So you wear a ring you don't know anything about. You don't truly know the yin yang.
I wear a ring that was given to me.
It was given to you. Okay.
Yeah. And it is yin and yang. And what the black and white is for.
Duality, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see, why is it the white got black in here and the black got white in there?
Because there's a constant battle between the both. No. It's a constant circulation.
Well, you can say it that way, but no, it's not that. It's what it's saying is, in the light, you're gonna always have dark. and in the dark.
Darkness is trying to overcome.
You can always be in the
So
light.
it's a mixture.
So I'm
it's
in
everything
this
that's
dark world, but this is me right here, the light.
The yin-yang symbol can be seen almost any place one looks. It is used in logos, on book covers, in the New Age movement, in the martial arts, by Wiccans, and so forth. Yin and yang are considered to be opposites, opposing forces. This symbol is Chinese in origin, from the Taoist tradition, although its meaning has extended throughout the world. Two identical shapes fit snugly inside a circle. These shapes are formed by an S shape that divides the circle. In the fatter part of each shape is a dot. The shapes are drawn in opposing colors, most often like this one, black and white. The shape of the yin-yang represents the interaction and interplay of opposing forces. In more simpler words, the yin-yang describes how seemingly opposite or contrary forces tend to balance each other in the natural world. The yin is the black side. Yin represents eternity, dark, feminine, left side of the body, etc. The yang is its opposite in white. Yang represents history, light, masculine, right side of the body, etc. Yang is male, positive, and represented by the sun. Yin is female, negative, and represented by the moon. The dots inside the fatter part of each shape borrows a color from its partner, and it signifies balance and harmony despite seemingly opposing forces. The symbol itself dates back at least to the 4th century BC and has been identified with Eastern philosophical religions of Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism. In the Western world, it has long been adopted into the symbolism of myth, magic, astrology, and witchcraft. Yin-yang started out as two separate terms to describe different geographical locations in relation to the sun. Yang was the sunny, warm side of the mountain, and on the opposite side was the yin, which was the cool, shady side of the mountain. Then from this, yin-yang became a thought that was a way of seeing the universe. The early Chinese philosophers believed that the universe originated from an ultimate source. They called it the Tao, or the Great One. The Tao contains the yin-yang. Tao separated into two prime principles, yang and yin. And they believe that from the many combinations of yang and yin, everything else that is in the world has emerged. So again, when you see the black side, which is in the yin, it represents many different things. It is dark, cold, hidden, submissive, the moon, and female. The yang, which is represented by the white, is the opposite. It is bright, warm, visible, dominating, the sun, and male. This symbol also encompasses paganism as well. The yin represents the moon, the female. In paganism, this describes the mother god. The yang represents the sun, the male, which in paganism describes the father god. You will notice that all these symbols, even though they come from different religions, from different sections in the world, they all correlate back to these symbols and ideas. The reason is because the hidden messages within them are completely satanic. In Gary Jennings' book, Black Magic, White Magic, published in 1964, on page 50, he explains the yin-yang like this. Another ancient magical sign called the yin and yang first appeared sometime before the 3rd century BC in China. This emblem became a favorite of sorcerers and mystics throughout the Orient because it too embodies so many possible meanings. Yin-yang, dualism, is an underlying satanic doctrine behind Taoism, Wicca, and the New Age. According to the Taoist yin-yang view, there is really no good or bad, only what appears to be good or bad. Right and wrong are the same. In this view, opposites are not really opposite. They just appear that way to us because we perceive through a dualistic conditioning and cannot see how opposites are really part of the whole. Witches themselves employ the demonic teachings of yin and yang. Interestingly, Wiccans do not believe in sin. Rather, wrong to them is only what one appears to be wrong. Consequently, the whole concept of right and wrong within Wicca is relative. The same is true of yin-yang. There are no absolutes. What might seem wrong to one person might not appear wrong to another. In terms of Star Wars, the dark side is the path one takes to achieve condemned and unnatural abilities. And we are led to believe that the Jedi Order is the light, the side of good. The entire aim of the tale in Star Wars is that of reconciling opposites. They were trying to bring balance to the Force.
You refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force. You believe it's this boy?
Merging light with the dark. This is what the yin-yang represents. The Star Wars series has an undeniable flavor of Gnosticism. Gnosticism is an early esoteric version of the Christian faith that believes in the importance of merging good with evil. And this is what I want to talk about first before we go into the symbol deeper. I started off with that discussion about balance. This idea of balance all comes from this symbol of yin-yang. Today, people believe that they can be both, have a light side and a dark side. They believe that it is a way of being a balanced and a real person. I remember in one of the Avenger movies, Tony Stark said this.
Is that a problem?
I don't trust a guy without a dark side. Call me old-fashioned.
Well, let's just say you haven't seen it yet.
That's an esoteric belief. People want to be a good person, but there are vices that they don't want to let go of. So instead of removing those vices out of their life, they have flipped it, and many have unknowingly submitted to satanic doctrine. It's actually a plague or disease of thought that spreads to the minds of countless people. It's a thought that says, I am really a good person, so don't judge me for these bad things I do sometimes. I've heard many people say things like, cheating on their spouse keeps their marriage strong, or lying in a relationship is the best way to keep their relationship strong, or the only way to succeed is to cheat. There are so many sayings like this. These are actually sayings that stem from the view of yin-yang. Like cheating on their spouse keeps the marriage good? That's mixing the evil with good. It's a way of bringing opposites together in order to obtain what the person may perceive as good. What is actually happening is that the person is adopting satanic doctrine. They have embodied a satanic mindset oftentimes without actually knowing they are doing so. They want to balance their good with a little evil. They don't think it's possible for them to live righteously, and oftentimes they just don't want to. They love their vices or sins and don't want to fully be rid of them. So they justify it by having the thought of balance. Satan deceives us by telling us that we can be both good and bad. He will tell us, don't worry about that sin. You're a good person. Who cares if you do this sin? Nobody will ever know, and you can be happy. It's a win-win. So then a man will risk his marriage and his family's happiness because he believes he needs to sleep with other women to be more balanced. Or a person will neglect their family and personal obligations because they want to be social and have better balance. Or a person can do a lot of evil and harm in the world, but generously give to charities to make up for their bad that they've done. All of those thoughts represent yin-yang.
Why is it the white got black in here and the black got white in there?
Because there's a constant battle between the both. It's a constant circulation.
Well, you can say it that way, but no, it's not. It's not that. It's what it's saying is, in the light, you can always have dark, and in the
darkness is trying to overcome.
You can always be in.
So
the
it's
light.
a mixture.
So I'm in
everything
this dark
that's
world, but this is me right here, the light.
The light. Oh, okay. All right. So you pray 5 times a day. You been to Mecca?
Been to Mecca, made Hajj.
Okay, all right. So you well up on your way, huh? You just go head first into the lake, huh?
My slave name at 18.
Got your shot too?
What shot?
Your yeah. You don't wear the mask?
Are you wearing one?
No.
All right then. Well, then we must know something that they don't know. They say you would know them by their sign. Look for the mask people and you'll know them. Those are the people.
Yeah.
Nah,
so
you're doing good, brother. Please do what you do because it's so important.
Yeah, it's
you
so
gotta get
important.
them to spirituality.
But no. I got to take them to Jesus.
Okay, take them to Jesus.
Jesus was more than just a prophet.
Yeah.
He was God in the flesh. He walked the earth.
Now that's the lie you believe in. But
no, it's not a lie.
I ain't gonna try to change you on that.
No, it's not a lie.
How could he be God, but then the Son of God? Explain that riddle. And you're gonna say God came as a man, got crucified, and say I died for your sins? That's a white man's trick. I hate to say it, but that's the trick that they got you on.
See, when the moment you said
you came here on the what was it, the ship Jesus and all of that. They got a lot of things with Jesus, but Jesus himself as a person, yeah, he was a real person.
Yeah, God had to come into this world as a kinsman redeemer. You know that, right?
No,
you know that woman in the Bible?
I don't
have you ever read the Bible?
That. You can say
before I start talking about the Bible, have you ever read it?
Huh?
Have you ever read the Bible?
Yeah, I read the Bible.
All right, so you read a majority of the Bible. Do you remember?
My favorite parts of the Bible, I'll say that. I haven't read the whole Bible.
So you remember the part where Jesus was walking?
What was it in what? Matthew?
I believe it was the New Testament.
New Testament. Okay.
Remember that part where Jesus was walking and they were carrying a dead man? And Jesus told them, bring down the mat. And they brought it down, and he spoke to the dead body, and he told it to rise up. And it began to rise. Okay? After that was all said and done, a woman came and said, God has visited us today. How is it that they were able to see it was God that did that? On top of that,
how could they see God when nobody ever has claimed to see God? But if you put them in the physical flesh, then hell, I'm God.
No.
Them 5%ers years ago, they used to walk around saying I'm God.
But listen, I want you to understand something real quick.
Go ahead.
Those who are born again receive this Holy Spirit, the Spirit of God. When I tell you that Jesus, there goes, this is the work of the enemy right here, distraction.
Yeah, no,
this is the work of the enemy.
Okay then.
Oh, you gotta take that. Hey, is the information about Jesus more important or that phone call?
This call.